because
So anything in red, what did you say? Anything in red what?
is a captured channel and is not affected by cues. And that's a bad thing. And that's how to write cues. Effects is something even more confusing, and that would get we could get even farther. I mean, well, effects are just, you can create anything you want with an effect. I would say read about that because we haven't gotten to your architectural system yet. And I've got to get to that because that's more important.
Oh, these are all our...
I will, so let's do one real thing. I do want to show you the manual.
Yes, tell us where to look when we're really screwed up.
You can go through it. Well, that's the thing. You look at this. It has all the colors and displays and what they mean. Mm-hmm. It goes through the system settings, how to patch, setting channels, into cues, recording with a single fade time, split fade time, wait time. You know, it's all right there. I'm not going to talk about tracking or multi-part. Here it is playback. You got something called quick step. Let's see what that is. You look at that there and you go here, all to the manual and go. Quick step allows you to run through a show checking all cues without having to wait for fades. When quick step is active, the faders ignore all up, fade, down time, blah, blah, blah. Cues snap immediately to completed levels when you press go or back. To enable quick step and run a cue check, follow these steps. And it has keystrokes and what the action is. Press stage, okay. Press S7, more soft key. Press S1, enable quick step. Press Q1. Press go. Notice we got a flash and quick step.
Oop, our motor started over here.
Yep. Continue to press go until you've checked all cues. 2, 3, 4. Once you're finished, press S1. Disable quick step. That's how easy it is. See, I mean, all I did was read and follow, and it went right through that.
Of course, it's after he's programmed everything into it to start with.
Well, it depends on what you're doing.
That's true.
You can go back here. So they've got things about cues. Adding moving lights to the show. We didn't go into it. You've got submasters, and you can have pile-on submasters, which is what these are. Inhibitive submasters, which means that they bring up the submaster, would actually take things down. Effect submasters. Well, I'm not going into that. Here's groups. Parks are really wonderful things. Let me show you that one because this is the last one. This is really nice because, and I've used this a lot, when you are, we're in here, we're running the show, but it's actually rehearsal. And so I've got people entering and exiting the audience all the time. And I don't want them tripping over themselves and hurting themselves. And I don't really mind if the house lights are on at 25% because it really won't bother me for what I'm doing. But I really don't want them written into all the cues that I'm working on, which is what could happen. I don't like that. So I can park that. So it says park a dimmer by specifying the dimmer number and level. You may park multiple dimmers at once. When dimmers are parked, the message park enabled appears at the top of the stage display. So again, press stage, because I don't know what you're in. Press S6, park. Oh, I gotta be, that's just what it normally comes up to. S6, park. Select channel number, then press enter to park. Press at to select level or press release to unpark. So we're going to go channel 121 through 132 at 25. See how the house lights? And they're all showing up here as park channels. You can park dimmers too. Not saying dimmer, there's parking channels. Unparking all channels.
Clear.
Press S6. Let's go back to stage. Press S6. Press release. Press enter. The beauty of Park was that it did not record into the Park allows you to set channels, dimmers, and fixtures at levels that are maintained on stage. These levels are not recorded into cues and are independent of most other instructions except blackout will turn them off and channel. Well, we're not going to focus on. So that enables you to have the house lights on without having them in the queue. So if somebody says, we need the house lights on, and the board op says, but they'll get recorded in the queues, you can say, nah, let me show you how to do that. And that way they won't do that. But that way you can have something up so it's not black. Or something, there's whatever, for whatever reason you can park a channel and it will not be affected by it. Okay? So, let's look architecturally.
Are you following me?
Not very far. I'm just going to go turn on the lights in the room, so don't follow me.
Oh, this one.
We're going to go over here and look at this. We haven't looked at that yet.
I keep getting shot every time I touch that. That's not good for software.
I think it's your... Oh, well, that's people.
Here. Oh, okay. Oh, they're going here. Here, let me stop this. DR rack as opposed to the
SR.
SR rack. Okay.
This is a less expensive rack. No big deal. The control electronic module is not as good.
Okay. Are those also interchangeable with those up
The
there?
dimmers, however, are D20s. Same dimmer.
Okay.
The only one here is the CC20. This is a constant circuit module. And I have determined that that is your, if this rack loses power, your emergency lights go on in there.
Oh, okay.
I did that because if you flip this switch, see the emergency lights go on.
Yeah.
So,
Except that one. Yeah.
And this is not, the CC20, you don't have any control over it. Okay? Essentially, you should have 121, 122, 123, 124, probably don't have 31 and 32 even though I've been doing it. I'm not sure, I'll have to check how this rack is sequenced because I'm not sure whether this is a straight rack or it's sequenced the same way. It could be that this is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, then it'll be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or it could be 1 through 12. I don't know how they sequence this rack.
And it's got the same kind of filter and everything. Yeah,
Same kind of filter. It's harder to get out.
Yeah. Of course.
And so that all cleans the same, but this guy's different.
Go ahead.
And this is what we want you to learn.
You can walk in front of it.
I know.
As long as you don't stay in front of it.
What you've got, and this little thing here, we're going to take this off and put it in the front of the book because you don't want this visible. Because you see this little dotted line and this little dotted line. This is the menu you don't want to go to. This is the one you do, but you don't want people to know it's there. So when we take this away, you won't see these little dotted lines, but there are buttons there.
Okay.
Okay? What I want you to do is push that button and hold it for 3 seconds.
This right here? Or here?
Button. Yeah, right there.
It's good.
That's good enough because you see it change. It brought up the menu. Okay? So the trick is you take this away.
They don't know it's there.
They don't know it's there, and they can't change things on it.
But then they're going to be pushing this saying, oh, what's this neat little thing?
No, they won't find it. All we're going to do is be real neat. So you don't forget it. sheet right there for you. Shows up right there too. Okay. There is also a reset button. These do get confused more often than the others. Really, if your house lights aren't working and things aren't working for you, before you call me, hit the reset button.
That sounds logical.
I had a guy, called me up, said we got a problem, refused to hit the reset button, refused, because he wasn't in the same building with it. I said, listen, if I come out there and I hit the reset button, you're getting billed. I've told you the simple thing. It's like, oh, I used to try and fix it. I come out and fix it if it's wrong, but it's your responsibility to be able to hit a reset button.
Yeah.
Finally, he went and hit the reset button and did it.
How about those up there? Did they have reset buttons?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Remember, we mentioned that.
Yeah, I thought you did, but I wasn't sure. Just double checking.
Most, you could just, you don't have to initialize the dimmer rack. Okay? It's done. It's not a thing that gets done more than once. Okay? You can set dimmer levels at a test submenu. So you can set levels to test that dimmers are working and things like that. Like a CEM, it's a little more complex. You have to go into this menu of test and set your circuit and set the level. That's a little more confusing.
And where does this manual stay? Was that manual in there or over here?
This manual? I found all your manuals. I'm giving them to you.
Thank you.
Like I found the CEM manual we're going to go through.
Okay.
The big thing you want is, remember I showed you I had my laptop out and I had the floppy disk and I had the software. That's where configuration changes can be made. Okay? We're going to go into what that means, but what you want to understand is that you take the configuration and you have the option to do floppy. Oh, there it is.
It's on the side here.
I wouldn't leave it in this room, but I see.
Okay.
So you got a floppy disk here.
Somebody did. Not me.
Yeah, I'll take it away.
It's back over here. It's kind of out of the way,
Well, the problem is, again, it's a floppy disk.
Yeah.
Floppies aren't good to save things to, because a month can go by and the floppy is no longer good and then you don't have it. So you want to save your configuration, again, into a folder. These you can name, but DOS supplies, you only get 8 characters. But I mean, you guys could receive it. You're never going to get the software to rewrite it. All you're going to want to do is save this file, and I don't think that affects whether it's Mac or not. Because all you're doing is saving a file to your Mac and having it in there, and then because you're Mac too, right? Yeah, that offline software program is a DOS.
Figured that.
So unless you run it under isn't there a Mac window?
There's a DOS thing in there. Yeah.
You might be able to do that.
You can format it to a DOS.
But anyway, we're going to go over here, and you're going to push this button again. And you'll see it comes up menu stat. Well, the arrow keys allow you to get around. So you go down until you hit Arch. Stands for architectural. So you hit enter. You want to go into that sub-menu. You've got setup. You've got save to disk. So you could hit enter and now it's going to go to that disk. Or you've got load from disk. In which case you're going to take what's on here into disk. Okay? The big thing about that is, if you don't like what we've got programmed here, ETC, the manufacturer, will have a copy of it. Barbizon would have a copy, or you can call us up and say, we'd like you to rewrite the config, and we can say, well, we can't find a copy.
And put it on a CD and install a CD in here.
What you can do is, you can say, well, you can send us your configuration by loading it, saving it to disk, going in and emailing the file to us. We can then manipulate the file, email it back to you, and then you come in here and load it.
Is it done in Microsoft?
The program? It's a program called Lightman.
Okay.
Why?
No, I was going to say, Because on all Macs we have Microsoft.
Oh,
Word,
no.
you
The program to manipulate the software
Okay,
is a
okay.
program called Light Manager.
Okay.
It
Okay.
requires extensive training to understand how to program in Light Manager.
No, what I meant was, if we're sitting, since we do have Macs, you know, we've got it in there, we email to you, but we should be able to do that, right?
Well, all you're doing is attaching a
Yeah,
file.
right, exactly.
We're not asking you to
Yeah.
open the file because
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
And that's what you want to do. There's a diagnostics and a setup. Again, these are things that you would come in here and be talking to a technician. Because the other thing is, with all of this stuff, again, there are technicians available. The first step, I mean, you have a 2-year warranty from that August 13th date. You have a 2-year warranty. But the first thing they're going to do is talk to you. Because what you think is something that's not working could be something that can be fixed over the phone. If truly you go up and the CEM has no lights, well, it could be the fuses, they might send you fuses, they might ask you to look at the fuses, you know. So they want to talk first, you know, because a lot of something can be fixed over the phone.
And that was the panel that came out with the fuses. Yeah, okay.
Right. This one doesn't, this one actually has some fuses over here, but they'll talk you through it and tell you what to do, how to do it. And, you know, I mean, calling Barbizon, you may or may not get a technician that can talk you through it. You may get me on the phone, I can try and talk you through it. But I don't talk, what?
Drill a hole and pour it in.
Well, I don't talk about ETC troubleshooting all day, every day. There are technicians at ETC, that's all they do. You know, yes, I generally can get on site and figure it out, and I'll work my way through it. But there's stuff that I don't keep track of because I'm dealing with, you know, something else tomorrow that has nothing to do with this.
Real lighting.
You can call them. Thing is, what'll happen is, if you need a technician and they need somebody, they'll find a technician to get down to. Now, first they'll call us because we've got a bunch of. There's 4 of us up there. There's the guy that came, but this job got turned on by somebody out of Raleigh because there was nobody available when they wanted it turned on out of our facility. So they'll find a way, or they'll just send you a part. Here, you're going to get a part coming tomorrow. Put it in, take it out. If you need help putting it in, give us a call when you got it there. So, those are the things. So that's configuring, and I'm not going to go through this because if you need to do this, you really should talk to somebody. Working with diagnostics. Maintenance. Maintenance is pretty simple. You've already seen it. Frequently asked questions. Probably not many. I mean, feel free to read through. Message chart. This might be helpful. You know, if you see any messages they'll want to know, or you can, if you see the message, you can, you know, figure out some of the stuff for yourselves. This never gonna fill in. This is a little flow chart. There's one in the back of the CEM as to what the menu flow chart is. I forgot to show
So
you
for
that.
some reason we don't have lights on the stage. We look in here first. If we don't see anything here,
Now,
it
if you
comes
want, we
up.
can see what. Let's see. City. We have Norfolk in here.
Oh, I don't know.
We only have so many cities in here. So we need.
That's it?
Virginia. They got Richmond.
Ah, okay.
It's
only an
-5
hour.
GMT, 37 degrees, 31 minutes north, 77 degrees, 28 minutes west. Just so you know. So this is.
Is that you banging on this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This was an installation supplement. Again, you probably don't need to worry about this. Another copy because you had 2 CEMs, so you got one for each one. This was the dimming system installation guide for how to install it. Feel free to read through all this anytime. This is in your spare copious amount of it. This is your DR and ER and software installation guide. I would say file these away. This is your best, and your CEM manual, which you have the other one.
For now, the only people in here are he, I, and
I know,
the
they
main
don't-
guy and plant. That's
Right.
it for now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Now, you have in this space that which has zones, which if I am correct, bring up house lights right now on the faders. I'm not sure what the presets are doing.
Push one of those.
Well, that's doing house
Yeah, there
lights.
it comes.
All right.
Thought you could also do a real simple stage thing on that, or just, you set something up there and just.
You can. He's giving you an incredibly basic look.
Yeah.
One thing you could, well,
Yeah.
part of the headache is, and I
If
don't
you
think.
screw it up, you screw it up.
No.
Which one do you want?
I want to see if, I want to see if there's a portable station in the booth.
Oh.
Is there a portable station in the booth, or is the only portable station down on stage?
No, there's only one, I think. You mean one controller?
Okay.
You talking about the black box?
No, not the black box, the
Oh.
white box.
Oh.
Well, then we need to go down to the
See,
stage.
I didn't see that. Except one time here.
Yeah, we'll go down to the stage.
Okay. We'll turn this on.
And that's also confusing because
These are arm ends.
27 and 28. So 127 and 128 don't do anything. Okay?
Huh. So what are you doing with 127 and 128?
Pencil in here? No, it's pen.
Pencil? Got one down in my office.
See if I have a pencil. No, no, like this. We'll do it till we get to that.
Grease pencil, yeah, I have two of those in my other office.
Now you know where your house lights are. And the reason I say that is 27 and 28 don't do anything.
They don't do it.
Well, I'll rechange the way I say that.
Those are the house lights, 27 and 28?
No.
No. What are the house lights?
Well, that's your house light dimmer rack.
Okay.
121 through 126 and 129 through 132 are controllable dimmers. Okay? 2728 is a constant circuit module. Notice it's got no little green lights.
Right, yeah.
You don't,
Mess with that.
well, let's put it this way. What's inside that module? You got a breaker and you got a hunk of wire between it and the output.
Okay.
No electronics, no toroids. What that's good for is, and the reason I think that is that's your emergency override circuits. If power that is probably powering the battery packs in your emergency lighting system. So when the battery pack loses AC power, it immediately switches over and lights its lights. Okay? So what I'm saying is 27 and 28 are, over here even, where we've got them coming up over here, you don't need them. Sending a signal over there doesn't hurt anything. Because there's no electronics, so therefore 127.8 just are ignored. Just so you know. But what I'm going to do is label this as okay.
You still have your grease pencil out, do you?
No, it's in that. No, that's the fruit case. All right. What I think would be really useful is I'm going to create another preset.
See, I knew they were going to do this. Remember me saying they were going to put us, we were going to end up running this way? And in any other theater in the world, they'd pay somebody, even if they had to pay them extra, you know, who worked in-house, they'd pay them extra, you know. They want us.
So you got house right entry, house left entry, house right balcony, house left balcony, and stage entry. I'm going to make these.
And one of the guys told me that there's a Martin Luther King thing coming up. Yep, we're gonna run because Dan Jewett said he's not gonna do it. And it's on the weekend.
They're hiring. Susan has this guy she knows supposed to be in here,
I agree with
but
you.
I have to work. I mean, I have to be here too.
So
Are
now.
they paying you? Uh-huh. This place is a trip.
What is 133? That doesn't make any sense. That says it's bringing up zone 133.
Stages, son. Yeah, it would be nice if they had the trouble lights on, you know, on that thing. And what do you call the work lights on stage? Do you call them trouble lights? What do you call the work lights on stage? Regular fluorescent.
Work light.
Work lights, okay. Because I called them trouble lights one day and somebody went, huh? I was like, okay. That's what we used to call them.
Yes.
Why do I have zone 133, 134, and 135? Can they do something? That looks like it's bringing up all the houses.
Do it one more time? Was it bringing up these under the apron?
Yeah.
Oh.
But that doesn't seem to... room 1, section 0. Oh, that's bringing up everything else too, even though it says it is. That's something else. Let's do this. I don't know what these zones are. Because you don't have dimmer 133. You only have 133. So you've got 12, then you got 24, and 12 is 36. Yeah, you can't have 133. These don't make any sense. But I won't take them away yet. What I'm going to do is set it up so those, you got a master slider and 3 other sliders. They're going to become recordable. And, oh, I should have done this. I saved it for a second. They're going to become recordable. You set a look here, you hit that record button, and it'll put them on those sliders. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do that. I forgot to put them on a portable LCD.
Hey, it's 84 in here. Went down all the way to 84. Reset this thing. It's all the way up. Reset. Right down to no more than 75. Let's see what that does. These are cool, man. Not really. they just want to keep it in. But all these are pretty cool.
Let me get the button over. Right now you have preset 5 here, which is also your entry station. I'm trying to get rid of it, but it won't go away.
You don't mind me standing over your shoulder, do you?
No, I'm trying to get this button to go away. I think because of the... I'll try to remove it. Where to go?
Default.
It might do that. This doesn't even have... This isn't written the way it... The LCD is not written the way you want it to be. Where'd it go though? Oh, they added a page, it's not there.
What page are you looking for?
The one I just added.
Oh.
Oh, it's good.
Now, where was that?
Supposedly I had another page, but I don't know where it went. Because you don't get to all your zones. Well, I'll work on that another day. Currently you've got all the presets available. And I'll fix that, but right now the entry stations are all using preset 5. And from the LCD you could change that. So I'd recommend not. But at least now you won't be able to re-record, except for using the LCD from there you won't be able to re-record it. Which is what you don't want to be able to do. But we'll be able to bring up looks here and put them over there. Takes a while.
And does that match the same thing on stage, in that corner,
Only those
that box?
buttons.
Presets,
Only
right.
the preset buttons.
Yeah. So if we preset something for them,
On there.
Yeah.
The difference is with the sliders you can make adjustments. With the presets you can't. The sliders, all of them can be active at once. With the presets, you hit preset 1. Say if the God light wants to be in. So the first look is just a general audience entrance. The second look is the choir walking on. The third look is the choir and the God light. That's what has to be in the preset. And it would crossfade by just adding the God light in. Okay, so you need to put this in. In there.
just
Let you guys do it, so I don't
jam it in.
try and do it. So first you got to push the secret button over on the left. There you go. Now, use the down arrow button. No, get in the center of the triangle.
Let me get this.
Of the down arrow triangle.
Okay.
There you go.
Just back up.
Keep going. Now you're a little too high. You're in the middle of the... Yeah, there you go. There. Now hit the enter button. No, not the word, the button. Now go down. Go down. There you go. You're going to load from disk. Put that in. Hit enter. I didn't change the name, so that's your configuration. There's only one file on the disk. Hit enter. There it goes.
Must be too close. It sure ain't focusing. Sure is not focusing. It just lighting up, rebooting.
Yep.
Hit exit.
If it's done.
Well, it went back to menu after it rebooted.
Yeah. You can do that.
I think somebody's broke your focus on this camera, T. Manual's not working.
Please keep that because the one over there is not the same anyway.
You mean it's not? Oh, you mean the one on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now,
That's our backup.
so now this doesn't do anything, and this doesn't do anything, and this doesn't do anything. So, we want them to do something. Right? So we go over here, and we go, we'll put the house lights at this level. And we'll put the podium on. We'll add some chair lighting. And we'll light flat. Okay? We like that? Looks good, right? We say we like that.
Yep.
So we go over here, and we hit record. We take the slider, and we go all the way up until the green light lights, and we come back down. Now we test it. Take these out. Proportionally, I should be able to bring that up.
Hot down. Little one.
There you go.
Now what do you do? Because I was trying to focus on.
I created a what you see is what you get.
Okay.
It's like
Great.
recording a submaster, a cue. I created a look. I used the submasters because it was real easy. Created a look. I came over here, I hit record, I decided where I wanted to put it.
Okay.
Either I slide a slider up until the green light lights, or I push a preset number. Now, when you go backstage, all you got are these 4 presets. When you go to your LCD, you don't have sliders here, but you got these, and it becomes 6, 7, and 8. 5 right now is your entry stations. Okay? So you could easily put your house lights, and again, this one you put it full. So you can give yourself proportional house light control instead of. Take that down. Oops, guess what I did?
What? You recorded it already.
Oh, I had the master.
No,
Did I
that's
have this
all
up? Oh, I didn't have that up. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, take that down.
From where? Oh.
Yeah, that's the house light. I thought for a second there I had this slider up because it's what you see is what you get. If you have this, see if I add this in, if I'd had this up at the same time, I would have recorded it into the cube because it's what you see is what you get. Then you have a master, and the master will control. Okay, I hit preset 2. It doesn't override that because I'm in
They're all up.
well, because I'm in manual. So if I take it out of manual, take these down, I hit preset 2. Now I go into preset 2. These override each other. As you hit the preset buttons, they override. Okay.
All the way down? Or all the way?
You know, now I can bring this up. This will be in addition to preset 3. Okay, so that can be a little confusing because I could have preset 1, which takes the house lights to full. Yet in this, it wasn't. But the highest take precedence. So I push that off, push manual, I can go back to where I was before. So you've got to be careful whether you're mixing and matching between these two. I'm trying to remember what, I thought you had a station user manual. No. Oh, I saw that. Because that's just a CEM. So,
What I need to do is write down.
you need TNCC on 12/12/02 RFU non-functional. Height pocket.
We don't get any extra fuses in
Sorry.
case there's blow up there, huh?
What?
We don't get any extra fuses in case there's blow up there. Are they easy to get hold of?
What?
Those little fuses
The
that go.
CEMs, they rarely go.
Okay.
They go on touring racks more.
Okay.
Light pocket on site coming unstitched.
That's not working right, or was it today? They turned it on and it started doing things on its own. Oh yeah.
And then, what did I just say? Oh, station user. You need a station user's manual. That's just a manual on how to use all these the architectural stations. And I'm going to change cards out.
Out of here?
We'll take Chris Hobbs's away and give you mine. Okay, let me. Nope. I don't have any Barbizon cards yet. And then
Put on there, Barbara. I've worked here for what, 28 years? I don't have a Thomas Nelson card yet.
I thought you could reach me directly until I get business cards. They promised them for me. They're on their way, but haven't been that long. Anything else I can tell you? I know, I've told you a lot. I've told you a lot.
Yeah.
As I said, I can keep talking like this, teaching
For hours and hours.
for hours and hours. 'Cause
Well, if we get lost again, can we call you? Yes.
Yes. I gave you my cell phone number. You can call the Barbizon number. You can call ETC Tech Services. They will be more than happy to talk you through problems. The most important thing to tell them, do you know your job number?
Job. Write it on that paper.
This is what they... Morning, no channel plate. Oh, one thing we didn't show you. If you hit the help button, you can press any other button and it'll tell you what it is. If pressing any key to continue, you can press record. And about, we didn't do that.
Write a job number here, why not?
109. I mean, they can find it eventually, but it's easier if you give them the job number. You can see that your show, yeah, write that down. It's job 109-689. We recorded 4 cues out of a total of 600. There's 596 remaining available. You have recorded 8 subs, so therefore there's 16 remaining on page 1. There's 232 total remaining.
And you can still change those if you want.
We recorded 2 groups out of a total of 500. There are 99 focus points still available. You can write 2,000 macros and 3,000 timecode events. If you hit about, you can also find out channel, you know, there's not a lot, it tells you a dimmer too. There's another way to find out what dimmers are attached to the channel. Then if I'm right,
Yeah, this. Is this your old? Oh, there he is.
you must be
Dan.
Dan. Stephen
How
Ellison.
you doing, Steve?
Now you've got me the label. Man, if I had just another few minutes, I'd be out of here.
I had to search for that stupid thing.
I was almost
Shipped-
out of here too.
I can't even tell you when they were shipped. They were shipped probably 2 months, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. What's the shipping date on that?
8/29. August. They were shipped in August.
September, October, November. In my office. 4 months in my office. And I was able to put my fingers on.
I've been here since I called you, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And I've been.
Yeah, okay.
Running. He runs a lot.
You ought to get the wave. Then you don't have to open up the whole thing to get your knife blade out.
I don't use a knife blade that much.
I like.
That's what I use most right here.
I know. I like the. Well, the other thing about the wave, it doesn't have. You don't have to grip those. When you grip it, you don't have these views.
That makes it nice and painful.
I know. Don't it? I got the wave. I like the wave better. It's a Leatherman.
Yeah.
All right. Look at this. Question:
Hey.
do they have the label?
1, 2, 3.
Guess what?
They don't have one.
They didn't send you the labels for that rack. They didn't have one.
You guys got this all figured out now?
No,
No.
no. Sort of.
Yeah, so these go up on the rack up there. So I'll go put them up there. So we need labels for that other rack.
This dimmer rack.
Labels
I'm slow. How do you do the speed on that again?
speed on what? Hit the course of the frame.
Oh.
Just touch it.
Ah, there. Isn't that, hey Dan, look. Right, see your dim? That's where you're setting. That's just where you're setting. If you want to slow it down, you do it one number at a time.
121.
Did you see that one before, or were you hitting the arrows?
I was hitting the arrow. Or just transferring it onto the master and letting the master do
We're
it.
going to full or whatever,
Yeah, see, I'd normally just do it in full. Because all we're going to be doing on this thing is just bringing each light up to check it.
For what?
Yeah, where to start.
I do all the maintenance on it.
Oh,
And
Well,
He should have been here.
what you
But I
want,
recorded it all.
the easiest thing you want to do, if you want to go dimmer,
Oh, yeah.
because
That's cool. Show him this. He's changed the house lights. Yeah.
the circuit numbers, if you find circuit number 1 out there, it's dimmer number 1. Channel might not be the same, because they can patch the channels around. In fact, if I'm right, we put all the house lights. Did I put all the house lights? Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't. I changed. I put it back. So what you want to do is go dimmer 1 at full enter, and that'll bring up this little box here.
okay.
And then all you do is go plus. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Dude, that's going to cut my time in half. Now, how in the hell am I going to count for all my extra time to sleep?
You just sit here. They don't know that.
Although I didn't find that the RFU was working.
So
Yeah.
it's dim.
And then 1 at full enter. And then
Plus.
plus and minus the steps we were doing.
Cool, man.
And just step right through the
This
lights.
is what I did to Bill. Just put Bill back there, turned all the lights on. So which ones aren't burning? That's my electrician.
Now you can, you want to get rude, you just go channel 1 through 132 at full.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That brightens it right up. Did you get a picture of that
Yes.
cycle round?
I've
Look
got-
like to you.
What it looked like to me is, well, they didn't understand, they thought there was something else. And no, you've got, the stitching came, and it's the pipe pocket stitching,
Okay.
which is why they couldn't figure out what, you were saying stitching. They thought a little minor threads were sticking out and I could, come in and snip them off and be done and out of here. No, that requires the whole thing coming down.
I told her, this is what I explained to her. It is the pocket where the pipe slides through, where the rope ties on, that supports and pulls up your cycle rump.
Right. I don't think that's the way, well, yeah, but they didn't quite.
And I said the threading has come loose in about a 2-foot pattern,
Right.
and it's now hanging higher than what it should. And then I called her on the phone and says, you do understand what I'm talking about, Ellen? Well,
No.
sort of.
Well, it could have been some other thing, it's
Yeah.
sort of, but the other thing was, the training had to occur, so
Yeah.
coming down and getting someone to do the training is really what you needed. That's gonna require taking the whole thing down.
Again, can we do that here?
I
On
doubt
site?
it.
They don't have a little sewing machine, they can just hand stitch in there.
One of those sewing goes, hey!
So we go.
Of course, they painted your stage the wrong color too. It's supposed to be black.
Uh-uh.
The lights that come from the front that hit the stage are gonna wipe out anything you do on the site because it's gonna be a reflective surface. Stages are painted black.
No. Or dark brown.
Well, we painted the walls and everything else black.
No, the stage is supposed to be black too. Well, not according necessarily to the contract that
They
was
did.
the design
Thank
of
you.
the architect, but
Oh,
according
sorry.
to standard theatrical
Oh, yeah.
procedure.
I asked him that question. I said, why are we putting nice, clear maple, and you had to read the spec on that maple floor. I mean,
That's maple floor?
That is maple.
Oh
Wait till
man.
they put the first nail in it and listen to
Okay.
what the president
Well, then you
says.
could do stage screws, and they're less abusive to the floor.
Yeah. First person that screws anything in that floor, miles, is hanging themselves.
Well, no, a stage screw, what you do is drill a hole and
Right.
thread the stage screw in, and now you can put a plug in after you're done, and it won't.
Oh, yeah. Put a hole in that floor?
I can just see that, it's not gonna happen.
No. No.
But that's standard procedure.
Sure it is.
Now you're gonna have to go with sandbags or
Yeah.
stage weights to hold the
Yeah.
scenery up.
Bring
And
your
what-
own, because we don't have
What we recommended actually was a rubber, almost a rubber type stage.
rubber's not good. A lot of times they go with masonite now. Paint it black.
Then set.
You know, you put a nice floor, then you put a masonite deck on it.
Then set.
Because if you damage it, you know what happens to it?
Yeah.
Tear it up and put that on again.
I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of professional.
Any use of the site is now possible to get it right. It'll bounce right on the site.
But it's gorgeous. I love it. I love the way it.
Other than the site, for a lot of things, I mean,
I'm being smart.
Here, yes,
for
you are.
for concerts and things, it is. It's beautiful. I don't disagree with you for that. For some things, it can be rather pretty.
Yes.
But if it's going to be used for any theater work, it's useless.
Well, how much you want to make a bet that turns black one of these days?
No, I'll guarantee that. The only
It's
other
nail holes
what you
in it.
what you can do,
Epoxy. They'll
Yeah.
or strip
when
it.
they
stain.
when they hire this guy, he's going to manage this theater. First thing he's going to do, he's going to get with me. We're going to hire a contractor. And we're going to put a black epoxy floor over that nice wood floor.
Well, the other thing to do is strip that and stain it. And you can keep the very down stage in front of the main curtain that same color, but stain it black. It'll look beautiful.
You're gonna have to replace all of that.
Well, that way you wouldn't have to replace
At
it.
least right away.
Oh no, if you
Kind
can
of put a damn hot well, see they wanted a few dances and
if that's a nice
see,
maple,
that's a spring floor.
right? If that's a nice maple, stain it black, and keep them from putting nails in it. It will last longer than most of the rest of the thing.
Well,
So it will be. I'm not against the maple floor, and I'm not against never putting it into it.
Just how?
It's what you want. What they'll do then. Well, the other thing they can do for plays and things is stretch a muslin drop across it, paint the muslin drop, and then and dance. They can layer up. They can lay the dance floor on top, which is what they want to do.
Oh.